Welcome back to Motherhood from Nest to Best. Today we're diving into a topic every mom with a college kid secretly struggles with, or maybe not so secret. It's dropping the control.
Or, like I like to call it, the art of not checking your kids' Life 360 every 20 minutes.
Exactly. Or not texting, did you eat? Are you home? When they go quiet for too long.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Because deep down, we know they're adults now, but the mom inside of still wants to control their lives.
That is so true. I mean, we've spent 18 years managing snacks and bedtime and homework and appointments, and suddenly we're just supposed to let it go.
Let go. Exactly. It's not easy. So today, we want to laugh about it, talk about it, and share some tips to help you, but honestly, help us release a little bit of that control. What's one thing you still try to control, even though you know you shouldn't?
Just one thing?
Yeah, just, let's mention, the most important thing that you're still trying to control.
I think it's his time.
Yes.
Like, is he wasting time? Is he, allocating time to the things that are important? I find myself saying all the time, okay, but go to the gym.
Yep.
Don't tell me that you don't know what to do with your time. Find a part-time job. So I do find myself still trying to direct him
to time manage.
To time manage. And maybe it's because admittedly I am not good with time management. So I want him to be more productive. But at the same time, it's been 2 months.
They're figuring. I think they're figuring.
Yes.
Their time, because same thing at the beginning with Andre, same thing with the time. Like he's still sleeping up until midday, and I am an early morning person. So for me, seeing a person sleeping and not catching up to his work or to the gym or just even hanging, even going early for breakfast, I don't know, but that's my mindset. So yes, at the beginning, that was exactly me. Like, you should do this and you should wake up at this time. And immediately I'm like, no. Recalculating. I cannot manage his time.
Yeah.
He has to figure it out.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a morning person, he's not. So
that's a good point. And it's difficult to navigate these waters, but they are their own person. And they are now starting to discover what's important to them and maybe what's important to me, which is exercise and making time for fitness.
Exactly.
I know he wants to do it, but I have to just let it go. Like, he is discovering his routine still. I mean, we're just 2 months in, so we gotta...
Same thing. And with the gym, he was like, no, Mom, after class, I'm going to the gym. Like, you're going to wait up until 7 o'clock 7 p.m. to go to the gym. Why don't you go in the morning? I'm like, well, but then I immediately go back and like, okay, that's me. That's my routine. I love doing my exercise in the morning. But back then, maybe 20 years ago, I didn't like doing my exercise in the morning. So I have to sometimes wear his shoes to understand that, hey, he just likes to sleep in. They're going to bed super late, most likely. But yes, I was catching up myself, also trying to schedule him, like wake up at 8, go do this at 9, at 10, 11. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. It's a reminder every single day that they are not living in our home anymore. And they have to be able to manage their time, manage their assignments. If they have to clean their apartment, which honestly... Chase said to me this week, like, I need to make time to clean because this is getting out of control. These are things that I can't.
No, that's it.
You have to do it. So I am not going to impose the way I want to do things on him. And that's something that we're managing. Yes. It's a learning process.
It's a learning process. I have to add that for me, the control I had more fear was because I struggled so much with Andre in his high school years, submitting his work, completing his assignments. So imagine, he's now living on his own. I don't know at what time he has class. I don't know if when is he taking out time to study or to actually submit the work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I decided to let go of that control because it was a torture. 4 years in high school trying to check his grades every single minute to see if he submitted this or that. So when he got to college, I'm like, okay, I need to let go this. But letting go that, you could say it easily, but actually living it, it was hard, still is.
Yeah.
So I would catch myself just calling like, hey, and did you submit your work? Yeah, Mom, I got a good grade on it. Can you please send me a screenshot of it? And of course, no screenshot he wouldn't send me a screenshot. So at some point I was like, is he submitting? Should I need to go in the parent portal and check? That still is the hard part for me. I'm learning to trust that he's doing well and he's succeeding. And yes, surprisingly, I have already checked his grades and yes, he's succeeding. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I think now I can start trusting on his grades, which was my biggest fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So little by little, we'll get there.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. When was the moment you realized you had to start trusting more and controlling less?
So for me, the seed was planted at the UCF orientation. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what his title was, but he did a whole presentation on how parenting has to change from, disciplinarian, dictator, the manager of all things, over to more of a mentorship role, a life coach kind of, if you want to call it that, because we're coaching them through life. That's it. That was at the beginning of summer that I realized I need to start realizing that he's 18 now. He's about to go off and start living this new life without us. And I need to trust that he's ready. So that seed had already been planting. But as we got closer to drop off, that I could see that I was getting very agitated because I was very nervous. And he would tell me, like, you need to stop.
Yep.
We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. I think that's when I realized that that's it. Like, I need to level up my parenting to this new stage. And the way I do things is it's no longer going to work for them. No. He needs to figure out. And I think this is what, as new college moms, or even if your kids are in high school and they're close to graduating, like Jake is about to graduate, is realizing that we cannot protect them from everything. We have to let them go and let them make mistakes and learn how to fix it on their own. I mean, they're adults.
Yeah, exactly. A situation that happened with my son, I think it was the first week of college. Before he left, we set up the Uber and the Uber Eats account. And we set a budget for him. So, I told him, okay, here's your account, everything. There's a budget here. So, he figured it out really quickly. First night he ordered Uber Eats, delivered the pizza to the wrong address. I got pizza 1 a.m. So, I panicked. At the beginning, I was like, oh my God, he was hungry. I went in the morning. He didn't have food. He'll figure it out. Of course, they charged him for the pizza, a pizza that was never delivered. They couldn't refund the money because the pizza was delivered. Right. So he learned from that mistake. Guess what? Now he checks where he's delivering the food. Now he checks where he actually is, which Uber driver he's riding in. Those little things are teaching us how to trust them. And those little mistakes or big mistakes they're going to be making, that's the way to learn.
Yeah. On this topic, just a little, and I'm sure we're going to talk about alcohol and the whole thing. Yeah.
I think alcohol would be a whole new podcast. Yes. Oh my God.
That one is a scary one. And I stopped drinking. So for me, this whole alcohol coming into this stage of when they can drink alcohol is very scary.
Scary.
But in this day and age with Uber, there's absolutely no reason why anybody should be driving if they're drinking. But,
Absolutely.
it's also trusting that the things I have shared with him from my personal experience with alcohol, how he listened.
They listen. They do listen.
They listen.
They do
and,
listen.
There's an upgraded sense of responsibility. We always tell him, like, be the responsible one. Be the one in control.
Yes.
Absolutely never, ever, ever get into a car with anybody who has been drinking. No. And, when he goes out, he tells us. So it's also having open lines of communication where they feel comfortable to tell you what is going on, the truth, and then you can then give them the advice. And I think when you're like open like that, it sets the stage for a little more responsibility.
Responsibility and trust. For me, that part has been very challenging because me growing up, I come from very strict parents where either I would go out on a Friday or on a Saturday, not the 2 days. So when my kids started, especially when my son started, like going out to parties and taking the car here and there, now that he lives in college, they're partying every weekend. They're going to clubs in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, all over. And for me, letting that control out and not become my parents has been extremely challenging. But I am breaking that pattern in my way of raising my kids because of the same thing. I want that trust. Okay, you're going to go out, fun, go have the time of your life responsibly.
Yes.
And I always tell him, make sure that if you go out with 3 friends, 2 friends, someone has to have a head. Someone has to be in charge of the group. Yeah. Sometimes it would be you, and I would be very proud if you are the one in charge of the group. But I know sometimes your friends are the ones that have to take care of you, but you have to make sure that you take care of each other. Responsibility for the whole group. But it's the going out and the drinking and the parties, and basically, you can't be checking Life 360 every single minute.
No,
you would drive crazy. You wouldn't sleep. No, me too.
I've let go of that.
When he goes out, I tell him the only rule is that you go on an Uber, you drive back on an Uber, and make sure that no matter at what time I wake up, that there's a text message, Mom, I'm at the dorm.
Same. Exactly
Period.
the same.
No questions asked. That's it.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, Becky, but it's a learning process. Why is it so hard for moms to trust that our kids will make good choices, even though we raise them?
That's such a loaded question. I'm going to say that the easy answer for me is like that we made some stupid mistakes. And we know some of the things that we did as teenagers. And I tell my sons all the time, don't think that I was born 50 years old. I was young one day. I was young at one time. And I know exactly all the things that you guys think about. And we were the lucky ones. We didn't have social media or Life 360.
No. We didn't have nothing.
But I was young once. And I made a ton of mistakes. And my parents, they let me make a bunch of mistakes. So, and I think that stems from, this is something that's like a deep conversation that maybe we have a different podcast on, but I feel like our generation of parents are trying to control and they want to protect.
Yeah.
Where our parents, they were busy doing work and life. And they weren't so involved in every detail of our lives.
No, absolutely.
We are too involved. And I think sometimes that leads to this protection. And even if we raise them right, we want to protect them from everything. Sadness, everything.
We don't want nothing to happen to them.
And that, I think, that's a disservice. Because life is hard and it's unfair. And sometimes things are going to go wrong and our kids need to learn how to emotionally deal with that and how to advocate for themselves. And I think that's so important. So very long answer. I think it's two-part, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
coming from the fact that we did a lot of probably a lot of stupid things when we were young,
No, yeah.
and we're afraid that they're gonna test the waters and do stupid things
And
too.
the stupidest thing.
But
And
you
the
know
worst,
what? They probably are.
yeah, and the worst thing is that it's gonna be recorded.
Yes, which is so different than our
Way
our
different
era.
because I mean, in growing up, we didn't have this,
No.
and you would. I mean, in my house, the rule was if I tell you that you cross the door by midnight, you better be at midnight because my parents would show up and pick me up out of nowhere. So, I mean, that was something that our generation grew up with, like knowing to respect those rules. I think that nowadays we have a better conversation, a better way of communicating with our kids, and a trust. I mean, like my son the other day told me, like, Mom, I really have to. I asked him, do you have a fake ID? And he's like, Mom, I have to tell you, I do not have a fake ID. I'm like, you're lying. Mom, I don't have a fake ID. So then how do you get to the clubs? You know, Mom, there's clubs, they're 21 plus, but the trick, Mom, is that you show your ID with a $20 bill underneath. So I'm like, well, thank you for telling me that. And I do appreciate his honesty.
Yes.
Because back then, we weren't that honest with our parents. I have to tell the truth. I wasn't that honest with my parents.
Absolutely not.
And I wouldn't like my kids. Of course, they're going to hide things from me. And that's totally fine. But if we can have an open communication, that is a win-win as a parent.
Yeah, I have to agree that is one thing, the communication. Like our kids, the things that we talk about in my house, and I'm the only female in a house full of boys, and you can imagine the conversations that we have. We talk about everything. And I would have never, ever talked about half the things that we talk about with my parents.
Absolutely.
My sister and I, it was not like that.
No,
it wasn't. So at least,
thing.
you know, there's pluses and minuses, but I think I agree with you 100% that the communication between our kids now has definitely leveled up.
Definitely level up. Yes, and I can say that with my 3 kids, different stages, but I mean, same thing. We talk about things that back then was like, no, that's completely taboo.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what does trusting look like for you now? Maybe it's not asking so many questions. Maybe it's praying more or believing they'll reach out to you when needed.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we have conversations and he calls me for some things, he calls Larry for other things, you know, and it's taken 2 months to get to this point, but I really do believe that he is ready for this stage of life. So will he make mistakes? Absolutely. But I am going to pat myself on the back and Larry too, that we did a good job and we raised him right and he has the foundation. So, and if something goes wrong, I think we've had that communication where he can come to us and we will figure it out together. And we've said that so many times, like, please, if you're struggling, if you're sad, if you need help, if you're doing bad in school, whatever it is, you have a dynamic change with your roommates, whatever it is, come to us and we'll give you the best advice and not try to impose my opinion. It's more of, let me help you.
Let me help you. Yes. And listening. I think that listening at this stage of life for them, because again, the controlling mom inside us, whenever they call us and go like, Mom, you know that this is happening, you imagine immediately the worst and you jump in to start the cantaleta. I have to sometimes bite my tongue to just listen. And for me, with my son, in this couple of weeks out, 2 months out, it's been game changer on the way we are communicating with each other. But yeah, learning how to listen. And then give my opinion. If he takes it, he takes it. But if it's not, he will figure out his decision.
Yeah.
And we just have to trust that whatever decision they make, it's the best one for them.
Yeah, I think at the heart of everything, it's listening more.
Listening more. I agree. It's
because they have to feel safe with us, that we're going to not judge, not reprimand, but okay, let's work through this together.
Working together. Yeah. Tips for letting go and trusting a little bit more. Pause before jumping in. Focus on listening instead of jumping in to immediately give an advice and start la cantaleta.
Yep. Tip 2, trade control for connection. This is important. Instead of lecturing, listen. Instead of fixing, ask how you can help.
Yes. Tip number 3, don't assume silence means trouble. Sometimes no news really is good news, especially in college life.
Absolutely. Tip 4, trust the foundation you built. Every boundary, every conversation, and late night talk planted seeds. Remember, they listen. They remember, even when it doesn't look like it. So, Ogi, what does dropping control mean for us now in this stage of motherhood?
Becky. Well, for me, it means choosing peace over panic, trusting that he's capable even if he does things differently than I would. It's realizing that my role has shifted from guiding every step to simply being there when he needs to talk.
And for me, it's learning to let him live his own lessons. I still pray, I still care, but I no longer rush to impose my opinion and try to fix it. Dropping the control now means giving space for him to grow, for me to rediscover who I am beyond the one in charge.
Yes, so we are learning to drop the control. And once again, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Thanks to our sponsors, Apple Tower Title and Escrow, Paramount Sign-In Services, and Paramount Home Inspections for making this space possible. Thank you.